So I'll tell you a story, a true story. All my stories are true. This family got invited Motzei Shabbos Hanukkah for a Hanukkah party. So everybody's going to go. They're going to leave the house. And of course, their kip is going to go with them to the Hanukkah party, and everything's going to be great. The only problem is, like I always say, you can't rely on a kip. The kip is a chayla, is not stable, is dysfunctional. You can't rely that just because they said, yeah, I'll go, that they're actually going to go. What happens if you go and you leave your kid at home? First of all, they could be depressed, and it could be a bad idea. They could throw a party. They can invite people over. We don't make plans and then say, oh, I don't know what happened. I mean, he said he's coming. She said she's coming. I don't know what happened. We can't afford to do that. We're smarter than that. We know we're dealing with a chayla, especially TP parents, that if you're here, it's what we call stage 4. It's chayla sheyesh by sakana. Totally not dependable people. Don't make plans and then be shocked that the plan didn't work out. We can't do that. So he tells me, what should I do? This is my advice. You, either one, in this case it was the father, you're going to start not feeling well on Shabbos. You're going to wake up in the morning, splash your face with some water, have a fever, nauseous, I don't know, Shabbos afternoon, be in your robe, start to, I don't know, I don't feel good, I don't think I'm going tonight. And then here's what happens. Mommy leaves, packs up the minivan with 6 kids, Kip is in the car, and they go, fine. But if she stays home, at least you'll say, oh, great, I wasn't feeling well anyway. At least instead of me being home, keep me company. Let's watch some TV together. Let's watch a show, whatever it is. Play a game. Let's keep each other company. And I told them, and what happens if she does go? It's not enough to say, okay, she'll go. So here's what you do. After they leave, because you have to make sure they leave, because she could turn around the last second. They're in the car a minute away, 30 seconds away. You call up, say, you know what? I'm feeling better. I took some Tylenol. I really want to come to the family, to the Hanukkah party. Can I please come around for me? Okay, now watch carefully. Mom comes around the block. As she approaches the house, this is key. Open the sunroof. Do not stop the car. Kip will jump out. As she opens the sunroof, Dad, slow motion, da, 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 da. Dives into the car, over the sunroof, legs up in the air, close the sunroof, holding his legs so they don't flap on the highway, and go to the Hanukkah party. Why? Because this way we have everyone together. We don't want to leave Kips at home. It doesn't mean never. Sometimes they'll tell you it's okay. We've done this even. Nephews and nieces are getting married. You can't just leave for 4 hours, 6 hours if a kid is in a matzav of depression or anxiety, or will invite over crazy people. You have to know the situation, and you don't ever rely that the chayla for sure is just going to, she said she's coming. What can go wrong? Never happens. Can't rely on that. Now, what ended up happening with him was very fascinating. Shabbos morning, he woke up actually with a stomach virus. True story. All my stories are true. You can't make this up. But they all had it. So they all ended up staying home with Shabbos, and they ended up going. Like I said, another family said, we spent like $30,000 on a package. We're going to Eretz Yisrael for Sukkot. It was with their friends. You could speak to him. He comes to group with their friends and our kids and our kip. And I'm like, cancel. There's no way. I knew his kid at that time. There's no way he's going to get up and go and pack and get to that airport and it's never going to happen. You have to be realistic, and you're going to leave for Sukkot for 12 days or 15 days. You leave your kid at home without food, without company. You don't know if you're going to come back, what you're going to come back. And especially, even if you go away for a weekend, the kips there, they invite friends. And that's not such a problem. Usually our kippelach, they're like puppies. Their friends are usually okay. But when there's an open house, it gets posted, and somebody posts open house, and then it spreads, and you end up with goyim, and you end up with people you don't even know. They come, they trash the place, and the kip is sometimes there saying, get out, and they fight, and the police come. We had a story of parents that came home after a weekend. The house was literally trashed. Literally. There were cigarette burns in the couches, in the carpets, in the beds. People went through their underwear, through their closets, through their drawers. Forget about stuff stolen. The couches were outside of the house. You understand? Why? It wasn't the kip and it wasn't his friends. He just told a few people, come on over. And then open house. And what's so interesting, last year in the summer, as I was telling this to a group of parents, a mother said, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. She was freaking out. What happened? Somebody just texted a screenshot of Instagram, open house in this and this and this address, booze and whatever. And she goes, that's my house. And mamish happened. Her son didn't even know about it. Somebody texted that they were on a chat or somewhere else, and somehow they found it on Instagram. She goes, that's my house. She went running. It was in New Jersey. She went running to get there. The cops were there. I mean, it was fist fights, terrible. So we don't like to leave kids at home. Now, if we leave them at home, that's fine, in a controlled environment where we decided to do it. Not that we get stuck because we assumed that, of course, he's going to come with us. Or he said he'll go to his grandparents. So it's a done deal. He said, she said. That doesn't work. You can't rely on that. Everybody in their own situation, especially if I know your situation and I'm guiding you, I hope that we'll be able to come up with the right guidance. But we never rely on someone who's not stable. We don't rely on them, and we don't fight with them. I had somebody was fighting with their kid. I said, you're fighting with somebody who's dysfunctional and who's sick and in pain, or siblings, you're fighting with them? I said, the only thing crazier than being a crazy person is someone who's fighting with a crazy person. I mean, you're supposed to be normal and stable, and you're arguing about politics or life or Yiddishkeit or whatever it is. It's ridiculous. Your job with a chayla is to make them comfortable and calm, and that they should feel in my heart, I am the most comfortable around these people. And ashreichem, to this family that was on the Zoom just a few weeks ago, the father was making the mistake, arguing with his son about politics. I already gave a whole speech about that. Crazy. Nobody's listening to you. Nobody cares. And meanwhile, you're killing your son and you're putting him down. He's getting frustrated. The last 2 weeks, he turned around. He said, wow, that's really interesting. I want to hear what you have to say. Wow, really? Yeah, there should be no police. Oh, interesting. That's it. I hear that. And what's the reason? And respectfully understanding him, didn't agree, but who cares? Bringing it out. You're so smart. You should run for government. Compliment, high five, hug. He told his father, he said yesterday on the Zoom, on the out-of-town Zoom, worldwide. He said, my kid said, I don't like hanging out with my friends anymore. It's so much easier to hang out with you. It's just easy. Why? Because we're agreeing with everything he said. But the bottom line is now we have him for extra hours every week, many more hours every night, that he wants to hang out with mom and dad. Instead of fighting and cursing and screaming, that's what was happening before. Now I feel more comfortable with that. Really? Go out with him, do TP, buy him stuff. He's going to eat out of your hand because all of his friends start yelling at him. You're crazy. They're fighting with him. It's hard. And he's like, here, this is easy. We're a natural fit. Now, I spoke about it. Doesn't mean to just agree with everything they say because they're not fools and they're not going to buy it. You have to do it in a very intellectually stimulating way. Never put down. You're allowed to say what you say, but you make sure you agree and I hear you and find stuff to boost them. And like I say, we don't need to explain. If you needed an account and the account manager was the opposite of the political or whatever else, you would know how to smile and make them feel good. Yeah, just place the order. Yeah, just sign it. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, sure, love him. Yeah, just sign it. Yeah. We know how to do things. We know how to win people over. That's what TP is all about. Don't rely and make sure that he feels the most comfortable. So you have actually a great story. It's a success story that you came home and your house was there. Definitely, if you're in this matzav, you definitely want to call your insurance broker and make sure you have a lot of insurance. Put fire extinguishers all around the house. I would say put a sprinkler system, on the roofs. And be very careful. Rizil Amalachs and Segulas or Pshaila and all people everywhere. You live to tell the tale. We have to make sure that we always have control over the situation. And that happens by never being in denial over what our situation really is.